Hi guys and welcome to Crazy Pepper Revenge. This channel is all about crazy true stories, stuff that happens in real life when things get a little bit messy, people dealing with drama, cheating, lies, breakups, and even revenge. Some stories are wild, some are emotional, but all of them will keep you watching. If you like real talk and real situations, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stick around. This is Crazy Pepper Revenge, where the stories get spicy.
20 years of lies. Time to hear the truth.
So I'm a retired cop. 15 years on the force, thought I knew how to spot liars and cheaters. Turns out I was completely blind in my own house for 2 decades. It all started with men's underwear in our laundry hamper that definitely wasn't mine. Too big, had a distinctive tear on one side and pale stain near the waistband. At first, I just blinked, confused. Then this memory crashed into my brain like a freight train. 3 months ago, during a fishing trip, I'd seen identical underwear on my longtime best friend, Ray Calhoun. He'd bragged about how comfortable they were while changing shirts. Now that memory felt like a knife twisting in my gut. Ray and I go back over 20 years. We served together on the force, different units, but close friends, always hanging out, going fishing, shooting pool at Mac's bar, grabbing beers. He was like a brother to me. If these were his underwear in my laundry basket, my wife Lorraine was screwing my best friend right under my nose. I felt this slow, cold fury coiling in my stomach as I stood there holding those underwear like evidence at a crime scene. Started investigating like the old days. Found suspicious cigarettes in the hamper too, Ray's exact brand. Neither Lorraine nor I smoke, never have. When I casually asked her about them the next day, she lied straight to my face without hesitation. Maybe they're from a friend who visited. I had Janine over last week. She smokes. Complete bullcrap, and I knew it, so I went full detective mode. Planted a voice-activated recorder in Lorraine's car from my old police stash. She always talked on speakerphone while driving, so if she was coordinating with Ray, I might catch them. 2 days later, I retrieved the device and spent an evening playing back audio. Most was mundane, singing to radio, muttering about errands. Then near the middle, a phone call that made my blood run cold. "Hey baby, Henry's out, I can talk." Lorraine's voice purred through static. Ray's muffled tone. "You sure that old hound's not on to us?" She let out this light, cruel laugh. "He can't catch a cold. Trust me, he's clueless. He's so naive. We've been pulling this off for 20 years, Ray, and he's never had a hint. 20 damn years, that was as long as we'd all known each other." My entire marriage had been a sham while they laughed behind my back. I forced myself to keep listening as my world crumbled. Ray mentioned their next meetup, and Lorraine actually giggled. "Remember last time you left your drawers in my hamper, you dope? I had to bury them under Henry's old uniform so he wouldn't find them." Ray's laughter came through clearly. "God, that was close. But we're unstoppable, babe." I nearly crushed the recorder in my shaking hands. They thought I was a complete fool, had been mocking me for decades while carrying on in my own home, probably my own bed. Right then, I decided I wasn't just going to confront them for some screaming match. I wanted them to feel the same humiliation I felt, but magnified. I wanted them publicly exposed and embarrassed beyond recovery. Called my old detective buddy, Jonas, who owed me favors. "I need you to dig into Ray Calhoun's background. I suspect he's messing around with more than one married woman." Jonas found a gold mine. Ray had been cheating with 3 other married women in just the past year alone. Phone records, text logs, social media evidence, everything. Their husbands were Terrence, Jordan, and Malcolm, all big imposing guys from around town who had no clue about their wives' affairs. I systematically reached out to each man with partial evidence of Ray's betrayal. They were absolutely furious, demanding full details and wanting immediate revenge. "Meet me at this abandoned farm outside town," I told them. "We can all confront him together with solid proof." They eagerly agreed, ready for blood. I remembered this old farm property from a bootlegging case years back. Completely isolated, dilapidated buildings, no neighbors for miles. Still had keys from county records. Perfect spot for an ambush nobody would expect. My plan: lure both Lorraine and Ray there separately, lock them in the barn, then let the wronged parties have their say. Told Lorraine I wanted to check out the farm as potential investment property. Needed her opinion on whether it was worth flipping. She seemed suspicious, but agreed to meet at 4 p.m. Texted Ray separately. "Need your help with a side job I found." "Could use your input," Meet me at 4 p.m. Don't tell anyone. He responded, Sure, buddy. I'll be there. The word buddy made me want to puke. Day of reckoning arrives. Got to the farm early, parked behind the main house so nobody would see my truck. Tested the barn door. Could easily bar it from outside to trap people inside. Lorraine showed up right at 4 p.m., stepping out, looking annoyed. Henry, this place is a dump. What's with all the secrecy? I waved her toward the barn. Over here, come see what I found. Ray arrived minutes later with that cocky grin I'd grown to despise. Hey buddy, got your text. What's so special about this crap hole? Got them both into the dim, dusty barn interior. Once inside, I quickly yanked the sliding door shut and dropped the heavy bar into place, locking them in. Lorraine spun around, alarmed. What are you doing? Ray's brow furrowed. Henry, what the hell? I faced them calmly, arms folded. We're going to have a talk about your 20-year affair, about all the lies, about how you've both taken me for a complete fool. Lorraine's eyes flashed with panic. What are you, crazy? Ray forced a laugh. What are you talking about, pal? There's no... I held up my phone and pressed play. Their recorded conversation filled the barn. Lorraine giggling, he'll never catch on, he's so naive, and Ray laughing about sneaking around for 2 decades. Both their faces went white as sheets. Ray swallowed hard. You bugged us, Lorraine hissed. You think you can lock us up like prisoners? We'll call the cops. I smirked darkly. Go ahead. I am the cops, or was. And I know exactly how to handle a simple confrontation. Before they could respond, heavy footsteps and angry voices outside, right on schedule. I unbarred the door just enough to let in Terrence, Jordan, and Malcolm, 3 very large, very pissed-off men. What the hell is this? Lorraine snapped as they entered, all glaring at Ray with pure hatred. Malcolm pointed directly at Ray. That's him, right? The dirtbag who's been hooking up with my wife behind my back for months? Terrence cracked his knuckles. Yeah, we got all the text messages to prove it. Ray's face went pale, realizing the scope of what I'd orchestrated. Now hang on, fellas, this is all some misunderstanding. Jordan, built like a linebacker, stepped forward menacingly. Misunderstanding my A. You've been screwing my wife and bragging about it in texts. That's when Lorraine realized Ray had been cheating on her too with multiple women. Wait, you cheated with other wives besides me? You told me I was the only one, that I was special. Ray spread his hands helplessly, trying to manage multiple angry parties. Lorraine, babe, it's not like that. Those were just casual things, didn't mean anything. She glared at him with sudden betrayal and rage. You worthless, lying piece of crap. Then more footsteps outside. I opened the door again to let in Sonia, Ray's actual wife, who I'd contacted with evidence of his affairs. She stormed in like a hurricane, eyes blazing with fury. Ray, you fool! She screamed, pointing a shaking finger. You dare cheat on me with multiple married women? You told me those business trips were for work. Ray tried his smooth-talking approach. Sonia, baby, let me explain. Crack. She slapped him so hard across the face, the sound echoed through the barn rafters. Don't you baby me, you disgusting dog! Lorraine actually laughed harshly at seeing Ray get hit. Serves you right for lying to everyone. But then she snapped at Sonia. But keep your hands off my man. He's mine. Always has been. Sonia whirled on Lorraine with murderous intent. Your man. Oh, you think so, homewrecker? She lunged forward, open palm connecting hard with Lorraine's cheek. Lorraine stumbled backward, shrieking, How dare you! She grabbed a rusted shovel leaning against the wall, swinging it threateningly. Touch me again, and I'll bash your skull in. Meanwhile, the 3 betrayed husbands had surrounded Ray, backing him against a wooden beam. Malcolm grabbed Ray's shirt collar. You humiliated me in my own home with my own wife. That's a line you don't cross. Terrence threw the first real punch, connecting with Ray's stomach and doubling him over. No more talking, you piece of crap! Jordan followed up with a shot to Ray's jaw that sent blood flying. At the same time, Sonia had tackled Lorraine, both women hitting the straw-covered floor in a tangle of scratching nails and pulling hair. Lorraine was screaming, You psycho witch! While Sonia yelled back, You home-wrecking hoe! I stood back watching this absolute chaos unfold, my cheating wife and backstabbing best friend finally getting their comeuppance from multiple angles. The men were systematically beating Ray, taking turns landing punches while he begged them to stop. The women were rolling around in dirt and old grain sacks, slapping and clawing at each other. Even while getting her A kicked, Lorraine found breath to scream at me. "You never satisfied me anyway, Henry. You were boring and pathetic. That's exactly why I turned to Ray 20 years ago." Hearing that, Sonia slapped Lorraine even harder. "Don't you dare talk to him like that after what you've done." Finally, I decided things had gone far enough before permanent damage. "Enough!" I shouted with my old cop voice. "Time to end this before someone ends up in the hospital." I unbarred the barn door, letting in damp evening air. The three husbands gave Ray final parting shots and filed out, satisfied they'd sent their message. Sonia stood up, wiping crimson from her split lip, glaring down at Lorraine curled in fetal position. "I hope you rot in hell. Don't bother coming home, Ray. I'm filing for divorce tomorrow." She stormed out, leaving just me with the two betrayers. Ray lay spitting red liquid, barely able to speak. "Henry, tell me we can work this out somehow. We've been friends for 20 years. I crouched down, voice ice cold. "Friends? You were never my friend. Friends don't screw each other's wives and laugh about it behind their backs." Lorraine struggled to her feet, dirt in her hair, crimson on her split lips. But she still glared at me with pure hatred. "You think this is over, you fool? You think you can just humiliate me and walk away?" I stood up, brushing off my hands. "Oh, it's definitely over. I'll be filing for divorce first thing tomorrow morning. I have recordings of you mocking me, photos of Ray's underwear in our hamper, phone logs, text messages, 20 years worth of proof that you're a lying, cheating hoe. You'll be lucky to leave this marriage with the clothes on your back." 3 weeks later, divorce court. Lorraine's strategy was painting me as an abusive ex-cop who'd trapped her in a barn with violent men. He set us up. He locked us in that barn. This is clearly domestic misuse. But my lawyer calmly presented the audio recordings. Lorraine's voice, giggling about how naive and clueless I was, bragging about pulling off a 20-year affair, mocking me as someone who couldn't catch a cold. Her cruel laughter about hiding Ray's underwear under my old police uniform. The judge's expression grew more disgusted with each revelation. The evidence was overwhelming. 20-year affair conducted in my own home with my supposed best friend, while they both laughed about deceiving me. Fault-based divorce granted due to Lorraine's prolonged infidelity and emotional cruelty. No spousal support. House awarded to me outright. No access to my pension or retirement funds. She got a minimal settlement that my lawyer had reduced through evidence of her misconduct. As the gavel struck, Lorraine's arrogant facade finally cracked completely. She sat stunned, probably realizing for the first time that actions have consequences. Outside the courthouse, I saw Ray limping with a cane, still bruised from his barn beating. Our eyes met briefly. He immediately looked away in shame and hobbled off. My lawyer shook my hand. "You did it, Henry. You're finally free from all that toxicity." Standing in that parking lot, breathing crisp autumn air, I felt a strange mixture of relief and lingering bitterness. 20 years of my life had been built on lies, but at least now the truth was out. Sometimes, when people betray you that thoroughly, you've got to take matters into your own hands and make sure they face real repercussions.